Hello guys, what's going on, man? It's Mark here, back with another video, and I'm going to tell you how to get rid of your bad habits to help you change your life. Bad habits around eating, fitness, whatever. We've all got them or had them, and I use this method to help change my life. So maybe it worked for you. Quick story: I used to be really unhealthy, stupid, lazy, weak, contributing nothing to society kind of guy, selfish, and basically I had a lot of bad habits. So I use these techniques to help change my life. So basically, to change your habit, you need to understand the habit loop. And the habit loop goes like this: it's the cue, the routine, and then the reward. So I'll give you the example of me. I used to love donuts, really, like any kind of donut. So the cue would be, it would be after work. That would be my cue. The donut shop was opposite my workplace, or just around the corner anyway. And the cue is seeing the donut shop. The action or the routine is eating the donut, obviously, and the reward is, feeling great after eating the donut. And you could use this for anything. So maybe smoking is your bad habit. So after you finish eating a meal, it might be that's your cue. The routine is smoking a cigarette, and the reward is that feeling of relief once you blow that cigarette smoke out. So the first step is to identify the routine, and this is the easy part. This is basically the habit that you want to change, is whether it's smoking of the cigarette, the eating of the junk food, anything, any kind of bad habit that you might got. I just identified that. So you want to know what the cue is now for this routine, and this is how it could be. Are you hungry? Do you want something sweet? Do you need a sense of relief? Anyway, this is how we find out with action number 2. Step number 2, you want to figure out what reward is going to satisfy the craving, okay? And to do this, you need to switch up the routine. So how I did this was switch up the routine. So my routine was I'd leave work, you start walking to the bus stop, and I'll see the donut shop, and then go in there, buy the donut, eat the donut. Yeah. So what you do is you switch it up. So day 1, this is the experimenting phase. So don't put too much pressure on yourself during this phase, because sometimes experiments go wrong. So what you do, day number 1, you avoid the donut shop altogether. You take a different route home. See how it feels. Second day, you might go into the donut shop and order a cup of coffee. Okay. Day number 3, go in the donut shop, order a cookie instead of a donut. Day number 4, you get a piece of fruit instead. This is just examples of just switching up the actual routine, the actual habit. Yeah. Don't worry, because this is an experiment. You're experimenting these times now. Day number 4, you just go straight to the gym. You just put on your running shoes and just run straight to the gym, or go to the park and train. Yeah. It's not really that important what you're actually doing instead of your routine. It's just experimenting with different routines to see if it satisfies the craving that you've got. Okay, so I'll give you an example. If your craving was hungry, then the fruit should do the job. Yeah, it should satisfy the craving. Okay, if your craving was just a distraction, you wanted something to distract you on the way home, or you was bored, maybe calling a friend would satisfy that craving. If it was that you wanted a burst of energy, like the sort of energy rush, then a cup of coffee might help. Maybe you're craving a feeling of satisfaction that you get from eating a donut, so then a run or workout will suffice. After each activity, so say instead of the donut, you eat the apple, you write down 3 words, okay? These can be emotions, thoughts, feelings. It can be reflections on just anything that comes to mind. So for example, you could write happy, excited, satisfied, energy boost. You can write down 3 words. Writing down 3 words will help you to reflect on what you was feeling or what was going through your mind at the time. All right, so studies show that by writing down 3 words, that it gives you a moment of awareness. I don't know if you've ever done a bad habit and thought back, and you said something like, I don't know what I was thinking. So by every single day trying a different routine and writing down what you feel straight afterwards, you can reflect and look back and see how you felt. There's one more step to this though. There's another part. So after you've written down 3 words, you set a timer for 15 minutes straight after you've done this new routine and written down your 3 words. Okay, you set that timer for 15 minutes. So whether it was you went to the gym quickly, like quick, whatever, 20-minute workout, or you went for a cycle, or you did a different routine than eat the donut or smoke the cigarette or whatever it was, yeah? Set the timer 15 minutes. So if it was the day that you went and bought a cookie instead of a donut, and you still felt like eating a donut afterwards, then your craving isn't motivated by sugar, because the cookie would have satisfied that. Now, if this was the day you made a phone call to your friend instead of going straight to the bakery and eating your donut, and after 15 minutes you still felt like getting a donut, then your motivation for your craving wasn't a need for a distraction or out of boredom. It wasn't out of boredom why you go and always eat a donut. Now, if, however, you went for an intense run, or a cycle, or you went to the gym, for 15 minutes, you did a 15-minute workout, and after you didn't feel like eating the donut, then your habit could be motivated by a need for an endorphin rush, a need for a satisfaction. And you get that from, training or whatever it might be that you've experimented with. So by experimenting with different rewards, you can isolate what it is you are actually craving. Okay, and there's a couple more parts to this that will help you get rid of this habit. Step number 3 is to isolate the cue. So the moments before this bad habit, so before you go to the bakery or before you have your cigarette, what happens before? And it's really hard to isolate this at the time of the behavior, because there's so much information coming at you. So you have to focus on 5 things. 5 things, all right? Location, time, emotional state, people around you, and moments that preceded the action, okay? So location would be, for me, is I'm just finishing, I just finished work and I'm walking past the bakery. Okay, the time was 5:30. People around me, no one else around me. Oh, sorry, emotional state, I was bored. Yeah, it was just boredom, really. People around me, no one around me, and moments that preceded the action was the fact that I was just leaving work. You need to do this for about 7 to 14 days, experimenting with different rewards and writing down the 3 emotional or the 3 things that you feel or whatever comes to your mind, and also writing down these other 5 things. So it's quite a bit of work, but habits are going to shape your life. So I give you that example. The time was just after work, so it was about 5:30. The location was just walking past the bakery. The emotional state was I felt bored after work on the journey home, and people around me, no one else around me, and emotion. Where was we? Our moments that precede the action was I just left work, just signed out of work, and I'm walking. So by doing this, after 14 days, you can start to see a pattern. Now, is it every time at the same time of day? Is it every time you're alone? Is it every time you feel bored? Do you know what I mean? Once you do this, you start to see a pattern. And I saw the pattern that it was every day at 5:30, I was bored, I was alone, and I didn't have anyone around me. And I was going this particular way home from work. So you can start to see a pattern emerge. And once you can see a pattern, then you can start to make a plan. So you figured out your habit loop, okay? My habit loop was that every day at the same time, I felt bored and I wanted a feeling of satisfaction. That was the craving, all right? So now you have to make a plan to, circumvent that from happening. Knowing that, I had to make a plan. And my plan was every day at 5:30, I'd have an alarm set and it would say, go to the gym or work out. And I'll get on my bike and I'll cycle really fast home, or go to the gym, or I'd stop in the park and do some pull-ups. And it didn't work every day. Some days I was like, F that. And I went straight to the donut shop and bakery and bought a donut. But the days that I did train, I actually got that sense of satisfaction. So eventually this became automatic. I didn't need to set an alarm. I didn't even really think about it. I would just get on my bike and just zing to the park and just train. And it basically had become a habit. And that's exactly how you do it, guys. It's very challenging and tough, and you have to put in a bit of work to change your habits, but it's either that or you stay with your bad habits, you know what I mean? So I hope that helps. And I'll put a little link where you can just download. I've written this all out for you so you can read it again and go over it in more detail. Yeah, hope that helps, guys.